Hello everybody, Rob here, and welcome to R&B Reviews. 2017 is over, and now it is time for me to count down the best, disappointing, and worst movies that I've seen this year. Now, unlike many other YouTube reviewers, I wasn't always able to see every movie that came out, but I think I had seen just enough to make this list. Now this video, I'm going to pick the 9 movies that I thought were the best that I saw, and the next video I'm going to do a top 5 disappointing and worst list. Now most people I know normally do a top 10, but no matter how much I tried, I just couldn't pick something to fill that spot, so 9 it is. Alright, so let's begin. Number 9 is War of the Planet of the Apes, which is the final chapter in the rebooted Planet of the Apes trilogy, which began with Rise of the Planet of the Apes and continued with Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. Now, War was not quite as good as those two movies, but what I liked about the film and the whole trilogy in general was that they were smart popcorn blockbuster flicks with excellent special effects and had relevant themes within them. The look of the film was terrific, and I really liked the camera work here, which is mostly close-ups of the actors and humans' faces. They kind of create intimate moments so that we can kind of read the characters' minds a bit. The motion capture performances, especially by Andy Serkis as the ape leader Caesar, were top-notch, and Woody Harrelson as the cold-blooded human leader was great as well. I felt for the characters on both sides. I really liked the dark drama that they're battling within them. Now my choice for number 8 is not everybody's cups of tea. It has gotten mostly rave reviews from film critics, but the audience response, especially in CinemaScope, gave it an F, and it didn't do well at the box office. But hear me out. My number 8 choice is Mother with Jennifer Lawrence and Javier Bardem. Now what I liked about it was that I liked the visual symbolism, and I really enjoyed that the movie did not spoon-feed me with what was going on. It challenged me to figure out what the characters meant when they spoke or an action that they did, and what the movie was trying to say. I didn't know what direction the movie was going to take, and I did like being surprised. The acting I thought was good, as was the technical aspects of it. I know there were some moments, especially a somewhat gruesome one, that may have been too much for audiences, and I personally felt like the last 20 minutes became a little bit repetitive. But what was interesting is when I spoke to my friend Darren, who came with me to the screening, his interpretation and my interpretation of what the movie was about were similar but yet different. And when I discussed it with another friend online, he had a slightly different interpretation. Again, I know it is not for everybody, but I really enjoyed how it challenged me, and at the same time, I wasn't sure if I wanted to see it again, but now, a couple months down the line, I really want to revisit it. Number 7, Logan Lucky. This Southern heist film from Steven Soderbergh came out at the tail end of the summer, and I thought this was a fun movie filled with dry humor, interesting characters, excellent dialogue that sounded like real people having real conversations, and I really liked how this film kept pulling my leg at what I thought was happening, but at the same time it may not be happening as first perceived. The cast of Channing Tatum, Adam Driver, and Daniel Craig delivered, and I think this is probably one of Kate Holmes' best performances I've seen from her for some time. And the film I thought did a good job at balancing the characters' dramatic moments with the comedic ones. Number 6, Baby Driver. Now, I wasn't in love with the movie as a lot of other people were, but I thought it was entertaining. Now, seeing it in the theaters with the music and sound effects coming out of all the speakers all around me, I thought added to the entertainment value. The music played a very important role because it helps the lead character, nicknamed Baby, who is a getaway driver. It helps him get through things. He uses like the timing to help him drive during car chases, or simply uses it to groove to the music. And also, in some scenes, the characters' movements are cut to the rhythm of the music, and even some of the editing as well. The acting was good all around, especially Jamie Foxx as one of the criminals, he's a member of the gang, who I thought was intimidating, and Ansel Elgort as Baby was terrific. Number 5, SpiderMan Homecoming. Spider-Man finally joined the cinematic universe in Captain America Civil War. Many people were, thrilled about that, and here he got his own entry. Tom Holland, I thought, was an excellent Spider-Man. I really liked Michael Keaton's performance and the character of the Vulture, which is the villain of the piece. I thought he was one of the better Marvel film villains. I thought he had a very good backstory, he was very well developed, and I could kind of connect with him in some ways. I also liked how Holland's Spider-Man is more vulnerable. Sometimes in Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man interpretations, they could move in perfect time. Like, for example, if they're flying around, there's a train coming, and they're like, oh my gosh, I'm entering a tight space. Like, no, I got this. They kind of, move off to the side very easily. But here, Holland, sometimes he's crashing into things, and he realizes he makes mistakes, and he ends up in situations that are too big for him because he's still figuring out his powers and who he is. I thought this Spider-Man movie had very good character development. It wasn't just an action and special effects type of movie. It was, I thought, one of the better Marvel films. Number 4, Dunkirk. Christopher Nolan's World War II drama about Allied soldiers surrounded by the German army who are in the process of being evacuated. Now this was another excellent theater-going experience because Dunkirk was a bit of a surprise for me because I thought it was just going to be like some of Nolan's other films where it's like over 2 hours and stuff. But I was really surprised to see that it was 1 hour and 46 minutes. What it is you have 3 stories that are kind of happening simultaneously, and while the film does have some action, the film deals more with the experiences that the people went through. And thanks to the photography, the surround sound mix, and how the actors' performances made me feel, I felt like I was watching real people basically, and I felt like I was kind of plucked out of the screening room and landed in the middle of these events, and I sort of became an observer. And I had to rely on the characters' personalities and what they had to say to figure out what type of people that they were. The sound mix with guns coming out of the screening room all around me made me jump. The costumes and the props helped me contribute to feeling like I was there. And the score was great. The pacing was great. And I'm not really sure if this experience can really be recreated at home or on like an iPod or something, but I thought it was a good theatrical experience. Number 3, Logan. The last film in the Wolverine spin-off series, and the last film Hugh Jackman says he will play the X-Men character. Now, I thought it was not only a good send-off for the character, but it takes a different approach, both visually and plot-wise, from the previous X-Men and Wolverine movies. Instead of it being a colorful action movie, we get a gritty, dramatic, R-rated, almost realistic-like movie. The movie touches upon the themes of, trying to survive in difficult economical times as well as aging. There is some good humor and suspenseful scenes, and Jackson and Patrick Stewart as Professor X were excellent. The fight scenes were a little bit repetitive. I mean, I was shocked at first, but after a while I felt like they became a little bit predictable as the film went on. But I thought Logan was a good way to close this series out. Number 2, Coco. Pixar's movie about a boy in Mexico named Miguel who dreams about being a musician like his late hero Oscar de la Cruz. His family has a generational hatred of music, and Miguel runs away and ends up in the land of the dead. I thought this was probably the best movie to come from Pixar these last few years. I thought it was better than The Good Dinosaur and Cars 3, and the artwork and animation were stunning, and I liked that it was the theme of family members accepting one another. I really liked that, and I thought the cast did a very good job at bringing these characters to life. I liked how the characters interacted with each other, and I found some of their behaviors to be relatable. The music and the comedic moments were top-notch. There were a few familiar moments that you expect in a Pixar film, but I think Coco was one of Pixar's best films. Alright, so what movie did I think was the best of 2017? That would be Wonder Woman. I thought this was not only the best movie of the year, I thought it was the best superhero movie this year, and so far it's the best movie in the DC cinematic universe. I was really involved with the story and the characters right away. I thought we got enough backstory to get to know Diana, Wonder Woman, without giving too much or too little. The character development I thought was excellent here, and Gal Gadot's performance I thought was great. I really loved her character's reaction to 1910 society she finds herself in after leaving her island home. She displayed different emotions very well. My favorite supporting characters that were the ones that accompanied Wonder Woman and an American pilot, Steve Trevor, played by Chris Pine. The film was not only a good action movie, but it could also be interpreted as an anti-war movie. It also touches on optimism in a cynical world. While the film does have a darker tone, it did have plenty of humor, and unlike Batman vs. Superman, they hit their mark. The film had a very good visual look, and I was never bored throughout it. Wonder Woman was both thrilling and it packed emotional punches. Alright, so here's my list one more time of what I thought were the best movies of 2017. Number 9, War of the Planet of the Apes. Number 8, Mother. Number 7, Logan Lucky. Number 6, Baby Driver. Number 5, SpiderMan Homecoming. Number 4, Dunkirk. Number 3, Logan. Number 2, Coco. And number 1, Wonder Woman. Alright, well that's my list. Feel free to give me your opinions about my list. Do you disagree or agree with anything? And if you're interested, you can leave me your list of what you thought were the best movies of 2017. And if you're interested, check out the main page. You can look at some other movies you can watch. And if you're interested, click the like button and be a subscriber. Thank you very much for watching.